Wife 30F emotionally cheated on me 30M last year. Will the marriage survive? Hi, a long time lurker with similar posts, and I could really do with some wisdom. My wife 30 and me 30 have been together for around 7 years and married for 3. We have a 3-year-old son and both live in the marital home, both names. Late 2022 was when it all started. I noticed she was being strange on her phone and was constantly on it. Son was a year old. So when she left her phone around, I checked it and noticed messages on Snapchat indicating they were going to meet up for sex the day after. She cancelled this, stating work commitments. They were talking for months according to messages and then exchanged multiple pictures. I immediately confronted her about this. We were close to breaking up, however I was sucked it as she claimed she didn't feel the same after having our son and I wasn't paying her enough attention, etc. We worked on the marriage with counseling and to be fair thought we were in a good place. When we were talking when she left, I asked whether there was anyone else and she said no. A few months after this, early last year, I noticed messages on her phone, whilst we were away on a family weekend, from another bloke she used to work with. The messages weren't particularly bad, but I still blew up after everything. Then a couple months after this, when she said she blocked him, messages between her and a friend with, if he wants me he needs to try harder, kisses, etc. So again I blew up. She moved out for a few weeks and I was sucked back in. She then realized she has a problem and sought some counseling, which to be fair seemed to have helped, and she seems different now. I obviously can't be sure they slept together. Recently, I've been overthinking it all. She wants another kid, but I don't due to all this and the timings when it happened last time. I sat her down and told her I don't know if I can continue. There was a lot of screaming, etc., and her telling me how much she loves me. She's changed, got counseling, realizes how wrong it was, etc. We agreed to both work on ourselves for 6 months and see if I feel any different and go from there. Just finding it all so difficult as we have a home and child and keep thinking about it more so recently. My wife id my only real relationship. Anyone have any advice at all? Thank you. Have the first kid DNA, make sure he is yours. Your wife cannot be trusted. Why you are staying with her is beyond my comprehension. She's a repeat offender and selfish. Test your kid and don't have another. If I were you, I'd divorce and find a woman who actually appreciates me. Whatever you do, do not have another kid with this woman unless there are drastic changes. If she were to be pregnant anytime in the near future, I would absolutely recommend a paternity test. I'm not saying this is the case, but I take precautions on the off chance she cheated, got pregnant with someone else's child, and tried to pull the wool over your eyes. She moved out for a few weeks, and you are still scratching your head if they slept together? The question should be how many dicks she's been sucking and how many times she's been railed. Get real up. She was sexting some rando, again? One time she did it during your family vacation. She cheated on you multiple times and will do it again. I don't really understand why you're still in this marriage. She does not respect you. She knows she can get away with fucking other guys, go to therapy, then trap you with another kid. Don't do it. Don't show such a poor example to your child. I think your wife has some self-centered tendencies that require an unbalanced amount of attention upon herself, and that it's always going to be other men or pregnancy or whatever. Before having another baby, maybe you should get more counseling. She's not supposed to be screaming at you when you don't instantly give her what she wants. She's supposed to be supportive and talk things through. Do not get her pregnant. Insert Admiral Akbar gif. I read FLG because I feel uncomfortable with my BF, 21M, always asking my 20F Instagram access? My late father taught me that it was important that my social media handles were secured and only I had access to them. So when my boyfriend asked me to give him my Instagram password, I felt like it wasn't okay and I refused. But he thought I was hiding something and got mad, and so I handed him my password even though I felt like I was doing something my dad wouldn't have approved. Every time we would fight and I would feel like I don't want him to contact or talk to me, I'd change my Instagram password. He feels we should have 100% transparency between each other, and he gave me his password too, but at this point I just never log into his social because I feel, if he even has the tendency to cheat on me, then me trying to monitor him to stop him from doing that is just useless. Sometimes when he asks me for my password I get mad because I loved my dad and he passed recently and I feel like he would think I am dumb for doing this. But I still give it to him because I truly have nothing to hide. But it's like every time I change after getting mad he asks for my password quite quickly. It's almost like he doesn't trust me at all. Despite this, he likes reels like, she is a red flag if she doesn't instantly hand over her Instagram password. Maybe it comes of like that, but I've tried explaining to him that I can't let go things my dad used to teach me, especially cause it's been hardly 6 months since he passed. Plus when I was in my native taking care of my dad's last rites, he would ask me who were the guys demeaning me, as if I had any control over guys trying to approach me with no regards to what I was going through back then. Am I a red flag? I mean, I just feel bad. He sometimes asks for my Instagram password even without asking if I've been good. if I've recovered from my fever etc. like on days we've barely spoken like it's a priority for him. You are not the red flag, he is. This is a classic sign of a controlling individual. And it might be the first sign of a future emotionally and physically abusive relationship. How long have you two been together? Personally, I'd recommend leaving this relationship. He shouldn't become angry when you say no. Your father taught you right. I'm married and my husband doesn't have any of my social media passwords. Yes, he is a red flag. Not you. My husband knows my passwords but he's never, not once logged in. I'd never give my social media passwords to someone I don't have a legal relationship with. Your dad is wise and protecting you. Your boyfriend is a controlling, insecure jerk. How often are you logging into his social media? And for what reason would you possibly need to do that? He's insecure. It's up to you if you're okay with this. I wouldn't be. Never give passwords to any account regardless of their reasoning for needing it. Do not feel bad saying no when asked for them. This goes for anyone. If they keep asking or make it a requirement to stay with them, then move on. And didn't have to even read the body. The subject alone was enough. This is a him problem. He doesn't trust you and he likely will never trust you. It isn't about you or anything you have done. He doesn't trust. It's either he doesn't trust people in general or he doesn't trust women. Regardless of why he doesn't trust, he isn't a fit partner. If you don't want to be in this situation indefinitely, you need to tell him his lack of trust isn't working for you. How do I, 24M, ease the mind of my girlfriend, 22F, who thinks I'm about to cheat on her? I, 23M, have somewhat recently changed careers from retail into the protective services, and two of my close work friends from my last job wanted to catch up. I told my girlfriend, 22F, about this and she was initially happy for me to go. So L set a date and location and all was good until the day of the catch-up. This morning, the day of the catch-up, girlfriend confessed that she was actually extremely anxious about me going as she knew one of my friends going. We'll call her Sarah, 23F, and she didn't trust Sarah around me. Girlfriend explained that she went to high school with Sarah, and although girlfriend was a year younger, she knew that Sarah was incredibly pretty and had all the boys under her thumb. She's worried that Sarah would always get what she wants, and girlfriend is afraid that what she wants could be me. I was baffled by this comment, mostly because since I've known Sarah she's always been so kind and caring. Additionally, Sarah is so far out of my league and probably wouldn't look at me that way. This is where it could have been too harsh. I explained that I would never cheat on her as I despise the act because of my father's past. She knows about this. I told her I understand her concerns and it's fine for her to not trust Sarah, but not letting me see my friends means she doesn't trust me and that's not fair. She called me many names and said I'm dismissing her legitimate concerns, and that when, not if, I get drunk and cheat on her tonight, I shouldn't bother coming back to her place. I feel like she's ignoring the fact that it's not going to be just me and Sarah. Our other work friend Steve, 24M, will be there too. For some context on my girlfriend, we have been together for 2 years now. She's never shown signs of such insecurity before. She didn't know I worked with Sarah as I never brought it up since didn't think they would know each other, and Sarah has never shown that kind of interest in me before. How do I ease her mind before I go out tonight, because I'm not canceling since I really want to see my friends. Too long did not read. Girlfriend doesn't want me to go out tonight because she thinks I might cheat on her. Did you tell her Sarah was out of your league? Sad face. That might not have been the best thing to say, if you did say that, because it might have made her feel more insecure. Sad face. You kinda lost me when you started saying, Sarah is so far out of my league and probably wouldn't look at me that way. The issue your girlfriend is raising is that she fears if someone so out of your league did look at you that way, if this kind and caring woman were to express her interest, that you would be tempted. I agree completely that as a couple, you have nothing without trust. She should feel that she's out of your league. You're grateful to have her in your life and would never do anything to jeopardize the best relationship you've ever had. Not that you wouldn't cause your dad did. She should know that if Sarah were to stand naked at your door, you'd hand her clothes back to her and tell her to leave. This is what she needs to know. She clearly got something to worry about if you claimed, Sarah is so far out of my league, as in if she walked right up to you and asked you to fuck that you would think to hesitate. You stated your girl has never shown a signs of insecurity. I would trust her on this, cause clearly she must be something to worry about if she's this concerned over this specific girl. This won't happen because I love you and I'm committed to you, would have been so much better and more reassuring than, this won't happen because she's a great person and out of my league and she's probably not interested. Good luck fixing that. Edit. Spelling typo. Would you go for it if out of your league Sarah came onto you? You go ahead and don't get drunk and have fun. You could text once in a while to reassure your girlfriend and she has to learn to trust you or your relationship will fail, and if Sarah is not that type of manipulative pick-me girl then it should go fine. Clearly you know only one side of Sarah and she has seen another side of her. The real question here is whether you'd trust your GF's perspective. Has she been irrational or insane before? Seems like no, which tells you this isn't a girlfriend problem alone. So with that baseline established, you need to reassure her that even if you were propositioned by Sarah, you'd have no interest in her. Call me stupid, but if Sarah is bringing a friend, why can't you bring your GF? It seems to me that a simple solution here is for the two of you to go together and show Sarah just how into your girl you really are. Why don't you make that happen? Super simple, super doable, win, win-win?